This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Tim Gordon. In the news today, Portland's homeless crisis and yet another battle in a part of town all too familiar with the struggle on the streets. And we have a major update on the new I-5 bridge, and now it appears plans will include MAX trains to Vancouver. But before we get to all that, let's check in with Chris McGinnis for a quick look at the forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning and a happy Saturday to you. Happy weekend. And it's a really good looking weekend forecast. Let me start off with that. And a really good looking shot here of Mount Hood. You can see the clear sky above from Timberline Lodge. The sun almost up. We'll switch gears. We'll take you to our camera in Yaquina Bay. This is Newport. The camera pointed upriver, up the bay a little bit. You can see the sun trying to peer through the cloud cover over the Coast Range, and a little bit of cloud cover there as well. And one more stop here on our sky camera tour, the look of downtown Portland this morning. Again, a little bit of cloud cover and in some cases some patchy fog banked up against the Cascades, but the start of what should be a really nice day out there this morning. That said, it's chilly in some cases. 36 in Hillsborough and Forest Grove, Beaverton 39. PDX at the airport anyway at 45. Big picture across the state of Oregon this morning. The cold spot on the map, Cape Falls checking in with 22. Baker City at the freezing mark. You will make a nice recovery with sunshine this afternoon, as we will here in the Willamette Valley. Feast your eyes on this. Sunshine and 65 this afternoon. Tim?
That looks good. Thanks, Chris, so much. Well, new this morning, more gun violence in Portland. One person was killed in an overnight shooting. This was at Southeast 136th and Powell in the Laurelhurst-Gilbert neighborhood. The victim is a man. He has not yet been identified. No details yet either about what led up to this shooting, and no arrests made so far. Anyone with information should contact Portland Police. In Portland's homeless crisis, the city is planning another sweep in an area that has been a flashpoint in the past. We're talking about the Laurelhurst Park area. It's been about 8 months since the last extensive cleanup there. Campers came back, and neighbors say so did the trash and drug activity.
I'm fortunate enough to live near the park, but I walk through and I go in the morning and I see the needles. I see people who've been so strung out they couldn't even make it into a tent for the night.
Well, yesterday morning, the rapid response team posted new eviction notices warning campers they have 72 hours to pack up and leave. But Scott, who's been staying in a camp there, tells us this is not a solution.
I've been here 3 different times on clearing it. They just keep running us off and then we come right back. Where else is there to go? You know, just it. Where is there to go? You know, I don't know. I'm open for suggestions.
Well, the Laurelhurst Neighborhood Association is looking for solutions. They have a safety summit planned for mid-May. Meanwhile, Democratic candidates running for Oregon governor say the homeless crisis is the #1 thing they're hearing about from voters. And yesterday, KGW News anchors Laurel Porter and David Mulco moderated a debate partnering with the City Club of Portland. The top candidates are former House Speaker Tina Kotek and State Treasurer Tobias Reed. KGW asked them, if elected, what they would do differently.
And the challenging thing, the most frustrating thing for me is that money is available and we're not following through. We're not executing. So I think it's a matter of that urgency, making sure that transitional and emergency housing is available with the wraparound services that people need. And in the long run, we're getting a lot more efficient and effective and cost effective in building permanent housing.
I'm not happy with Mayor Wheeler's performance. I've worked specifically to say, here's money for an RV park. Where is it yet? When I said you need $2 million to clean up graffiti and trash on ODOT's property, it was there. I don't believe the city is focused in a way that they should. It is about being able to operationalize it. And as governor, we're going to have some different conversations about how to make that happen.
Now, the candidates also went after each other's records when it comes to homelessness. The debate tackled everything from law and order to addiction to racial justice. Well, the full debate is up on our KGW YouTube page. We'll also be back with Republican candidates in the race. This KGW City Club GOP debate, that's slated for a week from next Tuesday. The primary is Tuesday, May 17th. Well, we got an update this week on the ongoing plans to replace the I-5 bridge, and light rail will definitely be a part of the project. Officials made that clear this week as they discussed specifics of the plan.
We've seen renderings of what a new I-5 bridge could look like. Double-decker, side-by-side spans still to be determined. But when it comes to light rail, it is all systems go as the preferred alternative for high-capacity transit. It was laid out in an executive steering group meeting on Thursday.
So the preferred transit investment looks at light rail, I-5 adjacent, and IBR terminus near Evergreen.
The preferred plan has TriMet's MAX trains crossing the river with a stop at Vancouver's waterfront before following I-5 up to a C-Tran transit hub near Evergreen Boulevard. Program Administrator Greg Johnson says on many levels it makes the most sense.
We know that light rail has capabilities of carrying more passengers per vehicle than bus rapid transit does.
There has been plenty of pushback in the past to MAX trains crossing the river into Southwest Washington. Republican Congresswoman Jamie Herrera Butler wrote an open letter to Johnson this week, saying in part, light rail has been rejected repeatedly by voters in Southwest Washington by overwhelming margins. But some local officials believe times have changed, and they're pleased with the plan, including Vancouver Mayor Ann McInerney Ogle.
It supports all of our goals that we have for climate and equity. But light rail as a mode adds kind of a new and exciting, important option to our toolbox, if you would, our transit toolbox that complements C-Tran's existing and our planned system.
Nothing is set in stone, and there are other decisions to be made, like how many merge and exit lanes the bridge would have.
Auxiliary lanes are short lanes designed to give drivers distance to accelerate or decelerate before entering or exiting the roadway.
But light rail is now in as preferred mass transit choice, announced on a day when the president came to talk about infrastructure.
President Biden spoke of our project back in January, so that lets us know that this project is of national significance. So we think that this is the right time to get this thing done.
And during President Biden's visit Thursday, he mentioned fixing roads and bridges several times, but never the interstate bridge replacement specifically, although others leading up to the president's speech did certainly do that. We should get more new details on plans early next month. And speaking of the president, he wrapped up his trip in the Pacific Northwest with an executive order to help protect old-growth forests. He also made remarks yesterday in Seattle on green energy and discussed efforts to lower energy costs for families. Air Force One was also delayed departing SeaTac yesterday because of concerns over a suspicious package that turned out to be a rice cooker. Well, a Portland State study is looking at the impact of climate change on glaciers in Washington's Olympic Peninsula. And it's come up with an alarming prediction. That's still ahead this morning.